We are changing a little bit style of presentation, because so far we are presenting tools that are already in use, quite matured in CLARIN. Now we are switching to LLMs, we are quite new, and also in CLARIN they are just entering. But I have a couple of good news concerning LLMs and CLARIN. First of all, it is LLMs are perceived, it is large language models are perceived by many users as many researchers or users or potential users as a replacement for language technology. So why do we need language technology if they can just do everything by prompts? So for many people, LLMs are just almost synonym of NLP. However, it's good for CLARIN, because in that moment, a lot of people, a lot of researchers got interested that something can be done with automatically with language. You may have a question: is there a place for CLARIN? I will just, in the next slides, I will give you some examples showing that definitely yes, and we are going towards this direction and developing. So CLARIN is obviously a place of language resources. The real examples, in a moment I'll go more deeper into this topic. LLMs are yet another type of language tools from the point of view of CLARIN. There are challenges, we'll be talking about them. And CLARIN is a place in which users can look for expertise and guidance, and in relation to such important issues like quality of results, scientific high standards of using tools, including LLMs, data safety, ethical and legal issues. So the easier part is talking about the role of CLARIN in the case of language resources in comparison to LLMs. First of all, as I mentioned, language resources are the verified source of true examples of natural language use, and they are crucial for training, testing, and validating LLMs. And there wouldn't be LLMs, especially there wouldn't be the Polish large language model, for example, without CLARIN. Most of the, and also there would be a model of our competitors from the industry without CLARIN, because they used CLARIN resources and for training the LLM, fine-tuning, and finally push them to officially make this publicly known. And so nowadays the internet starts to be filled with synthetic artificial language use. So there's a big role of CLARIN to keep and to provide this verified sources of true examples. And what kind of resources CLARIN have in that are of interest for LLMs, are related to LLMs? Maybe CLARIN is not so good in providing vast amounts of raw text and speech corpora, because in the case of LLMs, we need billions, trillions of words, many thousands of speech on open licenses. And here, yeah, we have problems, all this big corpora that can be only browsed. However, there is a lack of open data sets of instructions for fine-tuning LLMs for thousands of different applications, and especially for applications, for tasks, for applications of important of use for scientists. And here CLARIN started working. We are organizing with joining forces, and we can work on towards, and we are doing this towards such important, challenging, difficult types of instructions like multi-turn dialogues, reasoning, non-trivial language generations, open, accessible, verified, high quality, not synthesized from DeepSeek, and so on. And the same is with human preferences, not only for making LLMs secured, not telling bad stories and so on, but also it appears recently that alignment based on human preferences gives important additional percentage in the performance of language models, even for answering questions for our tasks. So here's also a big role. There are no open data sets, and we can work on this. And also evaluation and data sets for LLM evaluation. Here, as a there is no objective data sets measures because it's a field of playing some game by LLM developers. They want to have their LLMs performing better than the competitors. So all types of resources that have been published in the internet, also in our archives, unfortunately, are now compromised, and we need to develop new, fresh, created by human, unpublished, diversified, non-trivial data sets, and develop a CLARIN is a perfect place to provide objective evaluation for LLMs as a network of public institutions and so on. And LLMs as language tools. Are LLMs good for every research task? Not for every. We could see examples, for example, they will not replace federated content search and our search engines. They will not replace statistical tools for statistical analysis, searching, and so. Okay, I saw such a application of LLMs, like one person calculated the number of words in the text and the length of words of LLM. It should be forbidden by law because it's ecologically nightmare to use LLM for such things. We have much more efficient tools for this. Rapid prototyping and even fast development. Yes, this is an area in which users are using LLMs and often stopping on this. But as CLARIN, we know that these LLMs as tools have a limited quality, and in many places we can provide, and we have tools that have much better accuracy quality. So we have to teach and guide users to pay attention to the quality, to the evaluation method used for evaluating a given element for a given task, to explain how much trust users can have in results obtained from LLMs, to highlight such important aspects like data protection, legal and ethical aspects that are very crucial in the moment people are using commercial LLMs for processing different kinds of data, like feeding with precious research data with commercial, very often commercial applications. And we can also support, and we started supporting users in proper use of LLM-based tools, starting with prompt engineering, different lectures, training, workshops, but also in some CLARIN centers, we can fine-tune LLMs to the research task, which is not so much costly. However, yes, here comes the challenging aspect of computational power. That's a problem of researchers across the whole Europe, I would say, in an NLP, in using NLP. So there's a problem of accessing the computational clusters, and even smaller LLMs require significant resources to be run for hundreds of users. For example, in the Polish CLARIN Center, we try to use as small LLMs, and we train especially like kind of micro LLMs devoted, focus only on a couple of tasks, like 1 billion parameters, in order to make them efficient, because we have hundreds of users and we have to provide quite substantial computational resources to offer many services based recently on LLMs. But only in these cases when LLM really brings some improvement in performance, in accuracy, and so on. Supercomputing centers are often incompatible with a model of LLM-based services, because it's for supercomputing center is difficult to offer permanent allocation of some GPUs to some service, while CLARIN offering some web services. We need this. We need to have a reservation of some portion of computational cluster for this. But in Polish center and some other centers, we try to manage to cope with this. And also, there is now a discussion initiative. CLARIN wants to join the European discussion on building inference centers for offering services for scientists. And also there's a problem of electric energy costs. in the case of these CLARIN centers that possess their own computation clusters, they found that in our funding from our government, we cannot include the cost of electric energy because the rules of the funding were defined many years back, and there's a problem. We have money, but we cannot spend them on electric energy. So our university is sponsoring this, sponsor this so far. Responding to all these opportunities, I would say, not problems, opportunities for CLARIN, we have established LLMs versus Age. Fresh new, just a couple of months ago, a CLARIN case center for large language models in social science and humanities, large language models as research tools. And so the center is distributed. At the moment I will explain its structure, is a center of expertise, skills, and technological resources. It offers advice on various applications of LLMs, on processing language data, on expansion, adaptation of LLMs to the needs of SSH researchers and the task, and finding, selecting LLMs appropriate for the needs of researchers. We collect knowledge, we collect good practices. First of all, we are a group of quite already experienced practitioners in terms of using LLMs exactly in this area. Here is the power of CLARIN as a network. So it's a long list, just a couple of examples, what we can do for the users. Okay. Doesn't mean that my time has run out. Okay. We build LLMs for different research purposes. We train LLMs with various data. Maybe not every center, but some centers can do this for you. We're adapting LLMs. We teach prompt engineering. We advise how to make use of LLMs research tasks. We help to also in grant preparations, in preparation of grant proposal, in terms of to advise how NLP LLMs can be used for different for a particular research task. We train the scope of using LLP technology in relation to LLMs. We support acquisition of corpora, development of multilingual language technologies, and using hybrid NLP methods in which LLMs are only yet another tool, not just a black box for everything. And now, how to change this? Okay, it works. There is a subgroup on evaluation, benchmarking LLMs, that the main goal is to collect information on the methods, practices, tests, resources, and platforms used for evaluation. As I mentioned, there's a big task for CLARIN to become a place in which provides objective evaluation and objective information on the properties of different LLMs from the point of view of researchers, especially. Probably this will be not only the task of LLMs for SSH as a case center, but it will be also a task force in CLARIN. It is LLMs SSH is a distributed case center. It means that it was established by 15 national consortia, more than 20 institutions already involved. Many new are coming, so this number is growing, and good, because we need this power we need to provide information. For example, yesterday I got somebody, Constanza told me that they received a question, which LLM is the best for the processing Danish? We don't know yet. We have to build objective evaluation to ask such questions. There is a CLARIN forum channel for waiting for your users' requests. There is a CLARIN PL help desk in which we received already more than 50 questions related to this already. There's a workshop, was on Thursday. There's a workshop. Probably there are no free places, but the floor is quite large, so maybe you can sneak in and stand. Our case center adopted language models and resource families. Language models, resource families was already introduced, so I don't need to talk more about it. So there is a resource family language models, but a little bit related to the older models, smaller than LLMs. We'll add a new category, just LLMs, related to resources, models, and everything that is interesting. And do I have some time? Just 1 minute. Okay, so you can see the examples what CLARIN can do. We are Polish CLARIN was the main driving force in construction of Polish large language model. I already told you that without our resources, our expertise, our computational power, it wouldn't be possible. And there are 2 interactive services in which you can just play with model. It is not like this that we just put in links and that everything goes on without an effort. No, there's 2 persons and a lot of computational power behind, because we received so far during only this year 1 million of requests on the services. So we can fine-tune LLMs for different research tasks. And just a quick example, this is a service that we developed for Daria PL and Daria in a collaboration, CLARIN Daria in one project. So there was a problem of extracting information from cultural leaflets, advertising different cultural events, very specific type of text, not very flexible. So we developed manual instructions showing how to analyze the text, but also we use DeepSeek, ChatGPT, but on our paid license, the DeepSeek on our own installation, and we use a method of synthesizing additional supporting manual work with synthesizing much more, many more instructions showing to them, presenting how to process the text of such leaflets. And then we use Plum model, 8 billion, 12 billion, and we perform fine-tuning. The whole network was fine-tuned, but this is much cheaper process than the training the whole model from scratch. So it's not so much costly. And finally, our model now is much better than ChatGPT and DeepSeek and others, about 10% higher accuracy. So we have a scientific tool, and now this tool is offered as a service. It took us a couple of weeks for the whole development, and we can, for serious users, I would say, and serious needs, we can repeat this for other researchers. And we offer also such a possibility.